When you're looking at guilt as an energy, and you look at it from a place of, my intention is to harm someone or to annoy someone or to piss someone off or to make life difficult for them, that's one thing. But if your intention is none of that, your intention is just to listen to yourself, listen to what is true for you, listen to your heart, and listen to that honesty in your heart, and to honor that. And you deliver that information with kindness, with compassion, with integrity, with respect, then whether the other person likes it or understands it or finds it difficult or can't accept it, and therefore, remember, what people can't understand, they are going to judge. And you might have to accept that there are people who just don't understand because they just haven't got that perspective. They haven't got your experience. They're not living your life. They're not seeing things from the way that you see them. They're not feeling, they're not you. They're just not you. They are living from their perspective, and so from what you see and what your perspective is, it may not be understood by someone else. But if you try to help them understand, but if they can't, you sometimes have to get to the place where I have to just accept this, but my intention is not to harm people or harm anyone. My intention is also to not harm myself. My intention is to love people. That's clearly your intention. But I have to bring myself into the equation. And if this situation that I'm considering doing or taking on board is not showing me love, then and I'm going to reject it because I'm afraid that I'll be feeling guilty, or I'm going to run away from the fear of guilt. Guilt is a story in your mind that you create, and often we're spoon-fed guilt to manipulate us. You know, people put guilt trips on you to get you to do what they want, but we also can create that guilt trip on our own, in our own minds, by our mindsets or our fears of not being good enough, or we fear that we're doing something wrong. And if we're in that habit, we're going to do that. So you've got to, it's learning how to stand up and listen, honor yourself, hear what you say, honor what you say, and then accept what you're doing, and then taking that responsible action to do what you need to do, whether it's to talk to people or tell them or offer that. But your intention is never, ever, ever to be malicious. And I think if you're coming from that loving place, guilt is just it's like a fruit from the tree of fear. It's just fear dressed up with a bow of guilt around it. It just it's just coming from the same place, where self-love and compassion, which is coming from the tree of acceptance and kindness, there's no fruit that has guilt in it from that place. So you have to come from that place at all times, come from that place of compassion, come from that place of self-love, come from that place of listening and honouring yourself. And when you bring that to yourself, it's very likely that you're going to share that with everybody around. But if you have fear about how someone's going to react, then, and we feel guilty, and then we add the story, I shouldn't have done that, oh, I shouldn't have said that, I shouldn't have made that decision, or they don't like it, or they don't therefore like me. That isn't the case. It's just, I just can't, because I would be dishonouring myself, and my intention is not to dishonour me, but it's also not to dishonour anyone else. but I have to listen to my truth. And sometimes there is a compromise to be made, but a lot of the time we just need to listen to our truth and honour that and learn that we're coming from kindness. But fear has been driving our decisions for so long, and fear of judgment, fear of being wrong, fear of not being liked, fear of not being accepted, fear of, our fears are we can be afraid of anything. But when we come to a place of love and we're accepting ourselves, we're accepting our own truth. We don't need that acceptance from the outside. We have it already, but we know also we may not have the outside acceptance, but we have the inner acceptance. We are not doing this to hurt anyone else, but we're also including ourselves in that. It's interesting, I was just up the park today and I took a picture of one solitary daffodil. There's hundreds and hundreds of daffodils sprouted up through the grass, 100 of them, and there was only one had bloom on it. One out of like hundreds and hundreds. There was one. I took a picture of it and I thought, that's really interesting. We all need to be that first person. It's not waiting for, they're all coming. It's all going to happen. Love is going to happen, but we have to be that person and stand out and be that, own it, shine our own light, shine our own beauty. And that's where it comes. It comes from listening to yourself, acknowledging yourself, honouring yourself, and letting that shine. And that's what people love. And if you do it with kindness and compassion, it's never going to come across from a place of fear. And the things that we do, like not ignoring ourselves, disacknowledging ourselves, rejecting ourselves, rejecting our truth, turning our back on what is true for us in case somebody else doesn't approve or like that, is what takes and dims our light. And it doesn't mean that we become selfish and self-absorbed. It means that we're listening and we're kind and compassionate with what we hear, and we're doing this with wisdom. We move forward with wisdom and kindness, and we're coming from a place of self-love, that when we build that on an inner level, then it becomes who we are, and that's the energy that we move through our lives with. And so it may not be agreed or understood by everybody on the outside, but we're also not needing their agreement or them to understand, but we're not giving ourselves a hard time as well. And we're doing it with compassion. And we have to accept that sometimes people don't understand, and sometimes people don't want to understand, and sometimes people can't understand, and sometimes people can't see our perspective. But that doesn't mean it's not there, it's not true. It means that we're listening to it and we're honouring ourselves. And it was like when I saw that lone daffodil, I was thinking, well, you're not waiting for anyone, you're just shining. You're not waiting till the right time, you're doing it in your time. It's just nature in its entirety. I mean, there's going to be thousands of daffodils blooming in the next maybe week or 2 weeks, but one is out, and it's like, I'm here, and I'm standing out in the crowd. Does that mean I'm wrong? Does that mean I'm different? No, I'm the same as everybody else, but this is in my time, and it isn't right, it isn't wrong, it's just what it is. And we're not good at doing that. We need everybody to approve. We need everybody to do it at the same time. We need everybody to agree. We need everybody to be jumping on board. And it's like, what is right for you is right for you. My mentor used to say that to me. Listen, if you feel it's true for you and it's right for you, that's because it is. If you don't feel it's true for you and you don't feel it's right for you, and everybody else might think this is the right thing, but if it's not right for you, it's not peaceful for you, it's not true for you, then it's just not. And that's what we got to listen to. And that's where the courage comes in. That's where the fearlessness comes in. Because when fearlessness comes in, love comes in. That's the thing we move forward with. We're moving in through love. Because you're either operating your life from a place of fear, or you're operating your place from a place of love and acceptance of who you are and everything that's uniquely about you. And it doesn't mean you're coming from that egocentric, self-absorbed place. It's about honour. It's always about honour. And when you honour yourself, it's highly likely you're going to honour others. But that doesn't mean you just give them what they want, because that may not be honour. And so we've got to learn the difference and wisely learn the difference. And that comes with experience. But it starts with ourselves. It starts with you. And that's it. Anything that is not you